Hey guys, and welcome back to this Chelsea FIFA 19 career mode. I guess this answers the question that a lot of you are asking is, will there be a season 2? Yes, we're about to crack on, and it's kind of at a weird place in this series at the moment because we're transitioning between season 1 and season 2. Very unlikely to be any gameplay in today's episode, so if it's gameplay you want, it's not going to be here in this episode anyway. We'll probably sim the friendlies this time round. Obviously, last time we played them to get used to Ultimate difficulty. We're kind of there now. We know what Ultimate is all about. We've obviously got the Community Shield. That will be the first game that we play in Season 2. But in this episode, I want to check back, see who won the Europa League and the Champions League, and also look to not rush through pre-season. Make sure the signings that we make are good for the squad and improve it, ready for all the games that we're going to play next year in Europe's biggest competition, now that we're back in the Champions League. I'll share the results of the votes as well here. Olivier Giroud, a massive 77% of you at the time of recording want to see him leave the club. And I remembered, well, it was pointed out to me in the comments that his contract actually runs out this season anyway, and he refused to sign a new one when we tried to negotiate back in January. So Giroud will depart, but that's not a problem because Michy Batshuayi is coming back, which means we'll have the Batman, Morata and Icardi, 3 decent striking options next season. The other one, I asked whether you wanted to sell Pedro or Willian or both. Most of you want to sell both of them. Obviously, they're both getting on. Their stats are starting to decline. You think cash in now, get rid of both of them. But if we were to sell one, the one we would sell is Pedro. A lot of you said, if you're going to sell one, sell Pedro. The votes, obviously, I've showed the results on the screen. Thank you to everyone that took part in the poll. Your say is vital. But let's advance and looking forward to getting the budgets and objectives for new season. One thing we will be doing constantly while we're progressing is training the new boys, and Gracia is now up to 58 overall. He's going to be growing quickly. We're going to concentrate on the 2 youth players that we've brought in. Look at that, by the way, on the right hand side, that cutscene. Manchester United have won the Champions League, beating Real Madrid in the final. Absolutely incredible achievement. Let's have a look at the score in that game. We'll look at the other winners as well. The Europa League was in fact, this is South America Cup. The Europa League, I know because I saw the cutscene, was won by Lazio. So yes, we went out in the semi-final, but we went out to the competition winners. I'd rather go out to the winners than someone that just goes on, ends up going out anyway. But dramatic Champions League final saw Manchester United draw 1-1 with Real Madrid and then go on to win 5-4 on penalties. That is absolutely insane. And another congratulations that we have to offer is to Arsenal, who managed to beat Crystal Palace 3-1 in the FA Cup final. So congratulations to them. They've had a decent run in that competition in recent years, Arsenal. They've added another one to their trophy cabinet. Obviously, talking about players' contracts, I just mentioned Giroud that his contract's expiring. So is Willy Caballero, Rob Green, Eduardo and Lewis Baker. So they will all depart the club. None of those are going to be offered new deals. Lewis Baker I could have, but I think we've got better, younger options coming through. And by renewing him, I'd just sort of be prolonging the inevitable. I'd probably send him out on loan anyway. So it seems a bit of a waste of time. But I do like Lewis Baker. He's a good talent, but he's going to have to leave. So before we officially end Season 1, congrats to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He picked up the Premier League Player of the Month award for May, and rightly deserved as well. He had a very good end to the season. I can't wait to see what he brings in Season 2. But for now, one more training session to simulate. Same 2 lads, and Gracia's gone up again. He's now 59 rated overall. His growth is going to be ridiculous. Potential between 88 and 94, so he is going to be a top player. Just 15 in this season. 15 years old. If we keep working on him, he's going to be amazing. But Season 1, guys, eventually coming, officially even, coming to a close. As if they were going to say anything else. As if they were going to say anything else. Absolutely couldn't be happier with our performance. I could. There's definitely mistakes I made or things we could have done better, but we did win the league. It's a nice feeling. Season 2, officially here. Obviously, Arsenal, before we do the pre-season, after the pre-season tournament, we're going to take on Arsenal in the Community Shield. I really want to win that. That'll be, like I said, the first game that we play. We will sim all the pre-season competition. We will sort the training out. But first, a look at the transfer suggestions that are still on the shortlist from last year. Skriniar, Christensen. We've still got a plan in place for that. Varane, Saul, De Ligt and Insigne. Obviously, I'm going to be reading through the comments now and adding the best suggestions that I think would be suitable for our club to this list. Here's the updated list. Right, players added to it. Marco Asensio, would love to bring him in. Obviously, he can play left wing, right mid or cam. So if we were to sell both Willian and Pedro, he could basically be a replacement for any of those. We've got Zaha, we've got Odoi, we've got Asenjo, we've got some players that can fill those roles. Kovacic is a priority. So good for us last season. Need to bring him in on a permanent basis. No question. Absolutely no question about it. Tellez at left back. A lot of you suggested him because Alonso is slower and Tellez would be more suited to our style of play and would really add something. A lot of you saying Sessegnon because Fulham went down. However, my issue with Sessegnon is one, we could sign him and he could be the left back. But if we were going to use him as a left winger, like a lot of you are suggesting, it means Callum Hudson-Odoi is going to be pushed out, and I don't feel like that's a good thing. So I'm going to take him off the shortlist. Sorry. I'm not going to please everybody with these transfers. It is simply impossible. Dembele from Barca can play left, right and centre. Lots of potential, also valued quite highly. He'll be there if we don't get one of the better options. Essentially, is a better option for me than Dembele at this point in time. Obviously, I know he's not as quick, but he's technical and great. Guedes, I've used him in Ultimate Team, can also play as a striker, but is predominantly a winger, and he's been so good for me. So, he's an option, not the priority. Jadon Sancho I'd love to bring in, just being English, but the same thing with him and Sessegnon. If we buy Jadon Sancho, I've got a scout looking at him. If we buy Sancho, it means less game time for the youngsters that we've already got, and I'm all about bringing them through. Going to keep the star signings, like a lot of people said, to a minimum. One thing that I don't have yet is the budget, and if you notice, we do need a backup keeper, at least one. You can't just have one goalkeeper in the squad. Yes, ideally, I know in FIFA, it's very unlikely that you're going to need to use a keeper, like a backup keeper. They never get booked, they never get sent off or injured. But we've got so many players at the club like Michael Hector. Obviously, he went out on loan last season. I'm not going to use him. He's 26, he's 73 rated overall. Let's get him out. Let's get the money in. There's other players as well. Matt Miazga. Yes, I'd love to use him, but realistically, we don't need him. There's players like Ampadu that I would rather use. Matt Miazga can go. It's a case of just clearing out the players that are not needed. Baba Rahman. Do I like him? He's okay. Am I going to use him? Maybe. Would I rather sign a replacement? Yes. Baba Rahman transfer listed. But what I don't want to do, start transfer listing players that we're going to use. One player that we're definitely not going to use, because I am not a fan of his at all, is Bakayoko. He was out on loan last year. We didn't miss him. Didn't need him. I don't want him here. I just don't like him at all. Angban, he can go out on loan. Pasalic could go out on loan. He's 24. He's 79 rated overall. I'm going to loan list him, but he could be sold. Loftus-Cheek I want to use. Vidio I want to keep. Kennedy could play him as a left wing back instead of Alonso. We'll see how he goes, but let me know your thoughts on Kennedy. Should he stay? Should he go? Let me know by putting Kennedy at the front of the comment, and then keep, go, loan, whatever. Player I'm so excited to have back, by the way, Mason Mount, doing absolute bits at Derby. Just 20 years old. I will be developing him. Izzy Brown, not going to use him. Not going to find space in the squad. He's going to be transfer listed. It sounds a bit brutal. Charlie Musonda, yes, fantastic talent, great player, but has made it very vocal that he wants to kind of leave Chelsea in real life. Not going to transfer list him, but if a decent offer comes in, I will let him go. Willian and Pedro, both of their contracts are expiring in 12 months, as you can see, but following the vote, we will be transfer listing Pedro and keeping Willian at this point, I think. Victor Moses is unhappy. Not sure what to do with him. Again, same as Kennedy. Let me know. Moses, sell or keep. Might do a poll. Check it out, maybe. Tammy Abraham. So many of you saying keep him because he's a massive beast. So keep him and play him in the pre-season friendlies, which I'm going to sim. Maybe a thing to see how he gets on. And another player that I am so excited to have back. Michy Batshuayi, 25 years old, overall of 82. We've got a massive squad. Got a lot of options in each position, as you can see. Like, I could easily sell Musonda and Moses and still not be short in the right wing position. That's the luxury that we've got here at Chelsea at the moment. A huge squad, talented. Lots of players were out on loan last season. They've come back so they can be sold to increase the budget, which the budget, by the way, has not been set yet. And I forgot to loan this bad boy. Why can't I do that? I was joining Rotherham. Okay, cool. You know the drill with the tournament by now. The one with the most prize money, which is that one. Asia Elite. Oh, man. PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Juve. I don't hold out much hope, but we'll go for it anyway. Transfer offer already for Matt Miazga. 5.1 million from Mönchengladbach. It's less than his valuation. What was the chairman saying? Saying we can only get kind of 5.7 anyway. So Matt Miazga, yeah, I'll accept that offer, mate. That'll be 5.1 million added to the transfer. Well, we won't get all of it, but added to the transfer kitty, so to speak. But Based on the performance last season, this is something that they have got right, EA. The budget savings that we've made, the board has decided to increase the budget with 140 million, meaning we've got a total transfer budget of 275 million pounds. That is ridiculous. So the money we saved last year, remember in FIFA it was advised that you spent all of your money because at the end of the season you'd lose it. This year we've got it, and we've got 275 mil. That is a joke. That is a joke. Kovacic is coming back. And it is, of course, going to be the first deal that we look to get over the line, not wasting any time. We're obviously buying him permanently. It's going to be a transfer fee only. I'm not going to look to swap anybody. He's valued at 48.5 million. We're going to go in with a cheeky bid. Yes, I'm stingy. I like being stingy. I like saving money where I can. We're going to go in at 52.5 million for Kovacic. They want 75.5. We're not going to pay that much. You guys absolutely hate on me for my transfer negotiations, but I just try and save money where I can. We're up to 57.5 here. They're not willing to reduce the price any further. Fine. Can we settle at 60? 60 mil for Kovacic. We've got so much money to spend, so I don't mind going up in these kind of increments. Normally I'd play it a bit tighter. They're going to take some time to think about it. 60 mil? Maybe. That would be a good deal for us. Remember Christensen? We sold him and you guys all went mental at me. Yeah, I'm going to try and get him back now. We sold him for 50 million though, which at the time I said was a ridiculous offer. Like, ridiculously high amount of money for what would have been essentially a backup player. Let's see if we can buy him back for 30, which means we'd have sold him for 20 million more than that. So they're already willing to sell him for less than what they paid for, right? They do want a sell-on fee. I'm not bothered about a sell-on fee. It's a straight-up cash deal. No player going the other way. We did think about doing the David Luiz thing and swapping David Luiz, but if this is the case, I'd probably rather sell Luiz for cash. 35 mil. They've gone down to 38.8, which for me, do you know what? 38.4 even. For me, I'm just going to pay that. We sold him for 50, so 12 million pounds made, and we've got back a more experienced and arguably better player. So we will submit that offer. We have a deal for Christensen. I told you this would all work out for the best. Honestly, you didn't believe me. You had a go at me. You said he was going to be valued at like 100 million due to his potential. He wants to be an important first-team player. We'll tell him he can have that. He wants a 5-year deal. That's good because he's only 23 years of age. Very happy to do that. Doesn't want a release clause. Even happier about that. And he's currently on 81 grand a week at Milan. So what are we going to offer him to come back to Chelsea? Obviously more than that. Hefty little sign-in bonus of £500,000 as well. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind doing that. I don't want to add too much. Obviously, it's a £9,000 a week pay rise and £500,000 for signing. I don't really know where he's thinking or what he's at. It's a fair offer. He's happy with that. Andreas Christensen rejoins Chelsea. Fantastic piece of business. Loan offer for Pasalic from Liverpool. Really? I think that's how you say his name. Pasalic? I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'd be better off selling him. He's not going to play, let's face it. I've got Loftus-Cheek. Hopefully Kovacic coming in. We've got Barkley, Kante, Jorginho. I'm actually going to decline this offer, change my mind, transfer list him. Because let's be honest, no one's mentioned him. He spent last year out on loan. Yes, he'd be a great talent, but he's valued at 14 mil. If I can save on the wages and get 14 or even get 10 million in for him, it's amazing stuff. Real Madrid. Transfer for Kovacic, unacceptable. Let's restart negotiations. They want 67.8. I reckon we can get that down to like 63. Yes, you might be going, just pay it, kids. You've got the money. I know, but if we can save 5 mil, I will save 5 mil. Maybe they're not gonna budge anymore. But 64.5 is better than what we're about to pay. They're nearly accepted 60, so I don't see any reason why. The sell-on clause I don't care about because once we got him in, I'm not gonna sell him. Fair offer. See, about £4 million saved or whatever. Enjoy the rest of your day as well, pal. Very much looking forward to this. Surely having spent last year on loan. Look at his wages though. He'd be crucial. He would be crucial. He'd be a crucial player to us. He was last year. That's what he was hoping for. He wants to agree a 4-year deal. Totally happy with a 4-year deal. Can't believe he's only 25 years old. Doesn't want a release clause, which is great. I don't want him to have a release clause. However, what do I do here? Do I offer the same amount? I think £200,000 a week would make him our highest paid player. I'm going to do that, and I'll offer him, because of the sheer amount of money, I'm going to offer him. I know you can delegate. I know you can offer more money, take the bonuses out, save money on the signing deals, but I don't want him to walk away. I don't want him to walk away. This would completely obliterate our wage budget to the point where it was nearly done. Leave us 174 mil, but we could obviously do the budget adjustment. Is he going to accept that? Yes, he is. So I've gone in too high again. I probably could have negotiated that better, but you always moan at me for being stingy. Kovacic, permanent. Kovacic and Christensen, great business. So of course, like I said, it's time for our first pre-season game, but we should win. Well, we should at least come second in this group. If we don't come in the top 2 in this group, I might as well just resign, quit FIFA, and never ever play it again. Going to simulate the game, put a strong team out just to see where we fare. You can see Christensen is starting. Zaha, Hazard, and Batshuayi are going to be the attacking 3. Obviously, Michi, we're going to keep a close eye on him to see what he brings to the table, having been out on loan at Valencia last season. But I'm expecting a win. I'm expecting a win by a comfortable margin here. The fact that we're like 25. Hey, there we go. Wilfried Zaha continues where he left off last season. He'll be wearing a number 14 shirt. I will sort the squad numbers out before we get into the nitty-gritty real start of the season. I was expecting more goals after an hour. I'll be honest with you. We're playing the same formation that we ended last season with, the 4-3-2-1. But as long as we hang on here and get the win, we should be all good. And Wilfried Zaha makes it 2 for him, 2 for Chelsea. Comfortable 2-0 win. So potential departures then. Willian is the one we've had a bid for. When we spoke about Willian and Pedro, most of you wanted to sell Pedro. I don't want an international job. Matt Miazga's not going to Mönchengladbach because he could be going to Atalanta. You can see the bids come in here. I mean, I'm not going to negotiate that. I just want the wage budget and the transfer budget back, so I will accept that. And then the bid for Willian has come from Bournemouth. Now, I don't know what to do with this. I really don't, because we were open to selling both. He's valued at 24 mil. They've offered 23.6. I want to know if I could potentially get £35 million for Willian. If we do sell Willian, we'd probably keep Pedro around. I wouldn't, necessarily have to sell them both. Or I don't know whether to just decline this and keep Willian at Chelsea. Tough choice. Really tough choice. Actually, I'm going to reject that. Pedro was the one you wanted to see leave more. So we've got by far the hardest game of the group now against PSG, and I've put out a entirely new 11. So it's probably not fair on these guys because I think I've set them up for a pasting because PSG line up fairly strong. As you can see, it's not their first team. The likes of Draxler, Mbappe, Hesse on the bench, Abate, Buffon on the bench as well. And you can see Guedes, who we're kind of interested in, but at the moment haven't made any moves. We're still 0-0 at this stage, which with the team we've put out is quite impressive. Bringing on some of the big guns, PSG. Mbappe comes on to replace Diaby. Hazard gives us the lead from the penalty spot. I wasn't expecting to win. If we can hold it, it'd be great. Love it. Woo! And look, transfer target as well. Dembele scoring for Barcelona in their pre-season game. Offer coming in for Michael Hector from Levante. Absolutely 100% accept. He's valued at 3.5. I'm not bothered. I'm not going to play him. Not going to use him. Not going to send him out on loan. He can leave the club. I feel sorry for him, but that's just the way it is. We've got one more pre-season game to go, which we will sim, and then that will probably bring the episode to a close. But I'm pretty sure we're going to receive more offers by then. And I was correct. West Ham coming in for Pasalic. You see, this is why I didn't send him on loan to Liverpool, because now 15 million. Could get more. Not too fussed about getting more. He's valued at 14. West Ham have come in above his evaluation. That is money that is going to be added to our budget. I'm very, very pleased about that. So, better than sending him out on loan. Far more beneficial, because by sending the player out on loan, you want him to go away, develop, and come back a better player. With him, couldn't care less. So we're already through. We're playing Al Ahly, who actually beat PSG and have taken a very, very early lead against us here. You can see the starting 11. It's quite similar. Mason Mount grabbing a goal. Very, very pleased for him. It's a similar lineup, but the likes of Kurt Zouma have come in. Charlie Masonda getting some game time. Pedro scores just to complicate that right wing transfer situation even more. Mason Mount grabs his second goal of the game, which is incredible. I'm so looking forward to see what he can bring in midfield. Him, Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley this year. It's going to be big years for them. The striker hasn't scored, I don't think, in pre-season yet so far. That's slightly worrying. Look at that. Just in case we didn't have enough money to spend. Even with the deals that we've done, we've got a lot of money still to go. 2.6 million added to the budget. But that's where we're going to end this one, guys. We've got the two remaining, well, potentially one remaining game, as we've got Real Madrid in the semi-final. We'll sim that next time. May have the final, but I want to get into the nitty-gritty game. So the next episode, It won't be another no gameplay episode. I'm going to play the Community Shield, but we've got so much money to spend. Let me show you exactly how much we've got to spend. £177 million. So get your suggestions down below. Some people don't want us to go out and make a star signing. They want to see the youngsters come through. Others, I get it, naming like Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi, that kind of stuff. You're never going to please everybody, like I said, but let's just make it as fun and enjoyable and successful as we possibly can. So hopefully you'll join me for the next episode, season 2, episode 2, essentially. God, that took my brain some time to process. Drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.